Bill Gregory has come in for Jethro Pugh in the Cowboys front four. He's number 77, probably, for pass rush on 3rd and 9. Duhan. Inside the 20-yard line is Bobby Duhan.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody. Anybody who's watched my videos, subscribed to my channel, maybe give my videos a thumbs up, maybe left a comment, anything at all that you can do for me and my channel, I greatly appreciate it. I'm just trying to get my channel up and running, and anything you do, I thank you so much. I saw an article. Once again, I'll leave a link to the article in the description box so you can read it if you like. It says it's from Sports Illustrated. And it said the 5 greatest touchdowns in New York Giants history. Then, but when I click on it, it pops up like Fan Nation and Giants Country. So I'm not exactly sure if it's Sports Illustrated or if Giants Country took the article from Sports Illustrated and put it on their website. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what's popping up here. And it's got said the 5 greatest touchdowns in Giants history. And it says the Giants have scored a lot of touchdowns in their franchise history. But let's take a look at some of the more memorable ones from the post-AFL-NFL merger, which happened in 1970. So, and none of these touchdowns go back to 1970. So pretty much they're all somewhat relatively recent, except for kind of one. But these were all subjective. They're important touchdowns, to one degree or the other. So I'm not going to argue about them or not like that. I'm just going to go over all 5 of them, and I'll put the one honorable mention one that I have, in there. Of course, they start off with number 5 is the catch. Odell Beckham Jr., 2014, his rookie season. What can you say that hasn't been said already about it? It was a spectacular touchdown reception. But I mean, as I said, as far as importance in the history of the Giants, the Giants were 3-7 going into the game. They lost. Hard to believe, I know. So they left the game 3-8. The Cowboys came in 7-3. The Cowboys were very good. The Cowboys left. They were 8-3. So I mean, it was a great game, exciting game. The Giants lost. It wasn't like something that meant playoffs on the line or a touchdown reception in the Super Bowl or anything like that. It was just a very super spectacular catch. The catch itself, put us up 14-3. As you can see, if you haven't seen the videos before, I'm sure 95% of the people out there have seen the videos. I mean, Brandon Carr's got his Odell Beckham's jersey pulled down. I mean, you got obviously a pass interference call on, but Odell Beckham Jr. stretching backwards, and he catches the ball with 3 fingers, 3, and then he falls into the end zone for a touchdown. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen another person catch a pass with just 3 fingers. And I don't mean tip a ball with 2 fingers and then he winds up recatching or something. No, 3 fingers, catch the ball, pull it in. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Especially falling backwards, absolutely super spectacular catch. The catch, we were up 7-3. That put us up 14-3. Unfortunately, we got outscored 28-14 the rest of the game. And we wound up losing 31-28. But the Giants did take the lead in that game with 3 minutes left to go. We were losing 24-21. We went up 28-24 with 3 minutes left to go in the game. Adrian Robinson caught a 1-yard touchdown pass from Eli. Yeah. But, of course, this is, the Giants defense wasn't able to stop the Cowboys, and Dez Bryant caught a 13-yard pass reception with 1:01 left in the game to put the Cowboys up 31-28. We wound up losing. As I said, after that game, we were 3-8. So, it was super unbelievable, spectacular catch. But the rest of them kind of like all have more like historical value to them, I guess. To say one way or the other. They all pretty much happened in the playoffs. Number 4 they have is Ron Dixon, his 97-yard touchdown, kickoff touchdown run against the Eagles, okay, in the divisional playoffs in 2000 when we went to the Super Bowl, and we lost, we got demolished by the Ravens. But the opening kickoff, the Giants were home, the place was packed, people going crazy, this, that, and the other thing. The Giants, changed their jersey. They finally put the NY back on their jersey for the first time in however long. They got the new jerseys. The field was sodded at the beginning of the season anyway. The field was sodded for a few years, but before that, it's always been AstroTurf. So this is the first time the field was sodded, and the jerseys and the playoffs and all of that stuff and everything. The opening kickoff, Ron Dixon catches it to 3 and goes all the way for a touchdown. Play starts going crazy. We're up 7-0. We wind up beating the Eagles 20-10. Very, 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 important, kickoff return for a touchdown. Especially if you consider also, in that particular game too, if you haven't seen Jason Sehorn's interception where he's like falling down, he's tipping the ball up in the air, and he finally catches it while he's on the ground. He gets up and he runs it back for a touchdown. What an unbelievable touchdown. That one could have been on here as well. That was a spectacular interception. But what makes Jason Sehorn's interception and Ron Dixon's touchdown so important is that because we won 20-10. We scored 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. All right, Eagles scored 10 points. All right, so without Ron Dixon's touchdown and Jason Sehorn's the offense didn't score a touchdown in the whole game. Okay, we scored 2 field goals. So we could have easily lost this game at home to the Eagles. So that was a very important touchdown from Ron Dixon, which helped lead us, into the rest of the. We got to the playoff, further in the playoffs, and we got to the Super Bowl. So that was a very important, kickoff return. Then they got number 3, is Phil McConkey, okay, in Super Bowl 21, our first Super Bowl victory. He caught a pass that was deflected off of Mark Bavaro. It was a 6-yard touchdown pass, all right. It was late in the game, all right. But before that, all right, he caught a flea flicker. The Giants were at the Denver's 45-yard line. Okay, we were up 19-10. Phil Simms gets the ball, hands the ball off to Joe Marsh. Joe Marsh, starts heading toward the line like he's going to run, turns around, flips the ball back to Phil Simms. Phil Simms throws the ball. Phil McConkey catches the ball, gets inside the 5-yard line. His feet get taken out from him. He goes flying in the air. He lands on the ground at the 1-yard line. And you can see it's always so. I always get a kick out of it because he lands on the ground. He gets up and he's like, oh, like he was like so close to get into the end zone. But he would catch it. He would get a touchdown reception, a little bit later. But after that flea flicker, we got it down to the 1. Joe Marsh ran it in to put us up 26-10, which that was very important because that made us up by 3 scores. Because back in 1986, there was no 2-point conversion. So if you're up 16 points, unlike today, if you're up 16 points back then, you're up 3 scores. So later on, the Giants get the ball back, all right, and the Giants have the ball at the 6-yard line. Phil Simms drops back to pass. All right, this is with 10:56 left to play. All right, we're up by 16 points. We're marching. A touchdown here would be huge. This is the Super Bowl, right? So he drops back to pass. He sees Mark Bavaro kind of like in the center of the end zone. He throws the ball. The ball's kind of like high. Mark, it wasn't. The way Mark was, it wasn't like he turned around and caught it with his hands, or the ball was like right here, or anything like that. The ball was kind of like up here. Mark jumped up in the air somehow, and either the ball bounced off his shoulder pads or his helmet or his hands or something, but the ball went flying up in the air, and behind Mark Bavaro was Phil McConkey. And this is the touchdown they're talking about here in this list, number 3. Phil McConkey dives, and before the ball hits the ground, Phil McConkey catches it, and he gets up, and he's backing up, looking at Mark Bavaro, holding the ball up, big smile on his face and all that. Well, that was huge because that put us up 33-10 at the time. The Giants would score one more touchdown in the Super Bowl. We would miss the extra point. But that Phil McConkey's touchdown, number 3 on the list here, put us up 33-10, which was with 10 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the game. We were up by 4 scores. So that almost put the nail in the coffin. Now you're talking John Elway was on the other team, so you never want to say the game was out of reach. But, that made things really kind of comfortable for us, All right, the number 2 on the list is Hakeem Nicks in the 2011 divisional playoffs. It was a 37-yard Hail Mary right before the halftime, okay, that put us up 20-10. We were leading 13-10, but just the play before that, with 15 seconds left to go, it's 3rd and 1 on the Giants' own 40-yard line. I don't know what the hell they were doing. I really don't know. I mean, they handed the ball off to Ahmad Bradshaw. I guess the Packers maybe thought we were going to pass him, and they handed the ball off to Bradshaw. So Bradshaw starts cutting to his left a little bit, and then I don't know if the Packers were just trying to protect so he couldn't go out of bounds or something. But the play started with 15 seconds. He cut it to the left, and then he went all the way back across the field. And by the time he ran out of bounds on the right side of the field, there was 6 seconds left. But not only that, he got 23 yards down to the 37 of the Packers. Now, it would have been like a 54, 55-yard field goal. So I guess Tom Coughlin maybe in Lambeau Field, I don't know, thought it might have been a little bit too far for Lawrence Tynes. So he decided to throw a Hail Mary. So with 6 seconds left to go in the game, in the first half, we're up 13-10. Eli lobs the ball up in the air. Hakeem Nicks goes up with his red gloves, snatches the ball out of the air, comes down with it, puts the Giants up 20-10 at halftime, and that was huge. We wound up winning 37-20. I think I remember Tom Coughlin saying, particularly, he said, "I seen the ball go up, and when I seen the red gloves go up in the air," he said, once I seen the red gloves go up in the air, he's like, I knew he was coming down with it. And yes, he did. What a spectacular catch that was. And then, of course, number 1 is probably the most important one in the history of the Giants. Is Plexico Burress, Super Bowl 42, the one that helped beat the Patriots. But let's not forget, on that same drive was David Tyree with the helmet catch. If we didn't have the helmet catch, right, we wouldn't have the Plexico catch, right? But, Plexico's a 13, nothing super spectacular about it. I mean, when Eli got the ball, Plexico took a step inside, the defender went inside, and then it was all over after that. And Plexico just went toward the outside. Eli just lobbed it, and I can specifically remember just watching the ball and seeing Plexico that wide. I'm like, is this a joke? Is this serious? I couldn't believe how wide open he was. It was simply amazing. And then I'm like, all I was thinking was like, please just catch the ball. Please just catch the ball. And he caught it. He drug his feet, got in bounds, came back, got on his knees, I think doing this or something. And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. But that was nothing super spectacular at all. Actually it was probably the most boring touchdown out of all of these, but it was probably the most important in Giants history because we got to knock off the Patriots, who were 18-0 at the time. Giants, huge underdogs, nobody gave us a chance, and we got it done. My honorable mention one, okay, is a very important one. Is one for Victor Cruz, okay, 2011 against the Jets. We're on the road. Well, we were in our home stadium. Okay, but it was the 99-yard touchdown reception against the Jets. It was 2:27 left to go in the first half. We got 3rd and 10 at our own 1-yard line. We're losing 7-3. If you listen, you watch YouTube videos, you listen, that crowd's going frickin' bananas. This was a huge game for the Jets. The Jets were 8-5. They wound up losing their last 3 games. They wound up 8-8, and they missed the playoffs. So this was a huge game for the Jets. The Jets needed to win this game to get a chance to try to make the playoffs. Huge game for the Giants, because if the Giants didn't win this game And the last game against the Cowboys, the Giants wouldn't have made the playoffs. The Giants wound up making the playoffs. The Giants wound up 9-7. The Cowboys were 8-8, and the Eagles were 8-8. So it was a huge game for the Giants and the Jets. I think the Giants, other than this reception to Victor Cruz, had like 116 yards receiving the whole game, 116 yards passing other than this one. This was a huge. So Eli drops back in the end zone, hits Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz catches it just, and it was just past the first down. So he was going to get the first down. Cromartie went in there to try to I guess going to tackle Victor Cruz, just sidestepped and whatever, took off down the sideline and went 99 yards for a touchdown. Now we wound up winning this game 29-14. All right, but my point is we were losing 7-3. This touchdown put us up 10-7 going into halftime. So it's a huge, right? But if this pass is incomplete, we're kicking the ball out of our own end zone. We're losing 7-3. Well, what if the Jets get the ball at our 45 yard line after the punt? They get up. If there was only 2 minutes left to go in the first half, maybe they kick a field goal. Now they might be up 10-3. Who knows? Right? Maybe things change in the second half. Maybe we don't come back and win. Maybe we don't make the playoffs. Maybe we don't get the Super Bowl. You don't know. I mean, this one play could have saved our season. 99-yard touchdown reception from Victor Cruz. Whew. Man, I was watching it on YouTube. Man, every time I watch it, I just get goosebumps. I absolutely love it. It's a shame, he was one of those shooting stars. He came into our lives. He was bright and shiny for a short period of time. He got hurt, and well, you know the rest. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there, and go Giants! Woo!